So you list your house, been on the market for a few weeks, and you're getting no love. Look, this isn't 2021 anymore, where homes flew off the shelf in hours before the sign even hit the yard. Things are different now. We're still in a seller's market, but not an extreme seller's market. So let's say you're in this situation where your home hit the market and it's been 2-3 weeks and you have no love, no showings, definitely no offers, and you're starting to get frustrated. I would be frustrated too, but here's the deal. Look at this like pieces of a puzzle. And when you can look at it that way, you'll realize it's not just one thing usually, but we're starting to analyze it like pieces of the puzzle. And I'm going to give you the 3 core pieces of the puzzle today so that if you're in that situation, you know that there's an answer and you know that you can actually get the home sold. So let's get into this. This will be a shorter video today. I just want to walk you through these because I see this all the time, especially now. There's a lot of homes that failed to sell in 2025, and now we're heading into spring of 26. And sometimes folks are hesitant to even list their home because they failed to sell last year. Don't do that. Watch this video all the way to the end because the last one's going to be the one that's going to give you the biggest insight as to how to get the job done this time around. So let's say you've been on for a few weeks. The biggest thing to know, you're getting no showings at all. Remember, there's different stages here. So let's say you're listed a couple weeks on the market and you're getting no showings. Well, what's happening there? It's likely one of 2 things. And the first one is the former is probably more accurate. If you're getting no showings at all, the price is probably not aligned with the market's expectation for the product. I'll say that one more time. The price is not in alignment with the market's expectation for the product. What is the product? It's your house. Look at it like the street is the shelf and the house is the bread or the milk, or you name the product. The market understands. The market is made up of buyers, or in the case of the grocery store, shoppers. And buyers and shoppers kind of know the deal. How much is the bread? How much is the milk? Why would I pay a premium for this bread if it's the same thing? Tastes the same, especially now with gas prices the same. We're going to reach down here and get this one. You see that? But the challenge is that sellers mostly don't understand that their home is like that in many ways. The reason why it feels different is because they live in the bread. They live in the product. They live on the thing on the shelf, and it's hard to separate the 2 things. There's too many emotions tied to that. But if you can possibly get there, it's super helpful to understand. If you're getting no showings, it's likely that you're here, buyers are searching here based on the expectation. So it could be $5,000, it could be $10,000, it could be 30. I've even seen 50, 60, 70, or $100,000 over. And when you start to ratchet that down, you get into a realistic expectation for in the buyer's mind, and then showings go up. So that's one thing. Now, here's key point number 2. So we have the different phases here. So no showings whatsoever, no love. It's very likely your home is grossly overpriced. And that is after being on the market. The National Association has done this study year in, year out. It's called the Home Pricing Report. And the numbers really never change. It's if you've had no showings whatsoever for 10 days, it's very likely, not always, but unless you have a very unique property or a lake home or something unique there, but it's very likely that your home is grossly overpriced because you're not even getting people in the door. So let's say you're the second type of buyer. So now you understand what's going on there. Second type of seller, is the type that you have a home on the market, but you're getting a ton of showings. Getting showings. You could get 10, 20, 30 showings, but no offers. What's going on there? You're wondering, I'm cleaning my house, putting those fancy lines in the carpet, I'm cleaning, bringing the dog and the kids. This is a pain in the butt. Why am I not getting any offers? It's because your home is likely, based on that same study by NAR, the National Association of Realtors, home seller report, that your home is likely just slightly over the mark. Meaning, buyers found it online, they come in the door, and then they leave and they go and compare it to other homes. So now you have a home that's priced very close, but they're comparing the product, your home, against the other products that they're going out there and seeing just right after that. And the other products may have a price that's slightly better or very similarly priced, but the product is shinier. It has more bells and whistles. There's more going on there that fits the family's needs. And so what's the rule of thumb there? 10 showings with no offers means the home is slightly overpriced. And that's usually about 3 to 5%. The first one was probably a little bit higher than that, anywhere between 5 and 8%, maybe 5 and 10% over what it should be to get it into the right space. So now you have the 2 things that might be going on that happens more often than not. Now the third one is you've tried everything and it's still not moving. You're getting showings, people through the door, and you've adjusted the price now. Now the price is aligned with the market's expectation, but you're still not getting any offers. Well, there's a couple things in this one. It is not always black and white, but you really have to get solid feedback from your agent. Your agent should have, and most agents have access to what's called showing time, which is going to be a feedback mechanism. But realize this, that there's success in selling a home or anything is not about doing certain things, but doing things in a certain way. So there's a way that you can use that same system to gather all the feedback in a better way, because your agent needs the feedback, you want the feedback, and without the feedback, you don't know how you're doing. You're flying blindly. So really get, and if your agent can't get it, then ask them to give the showing agents a phone call and find out how the showing went, because then you can really get into the buyer's minds. What is the reason specifically? This is what I do and my team does. We call the showing agent and we ask them, hey, be frank with us. And then we share that information with our sellers. So once we have the information, we know what we're dealing with here. But then there's other things. There's potentially an opportunity here to improve the home in very, very easy ways, but you got to get that feedback first. Maybe it's landscaping. Maybe the agent never gave you suggestions on moving furniture around. There's a natural flow to the way that a home can show better if a buyer walks through the door. And if your agent doesn't have those tools or hasn't been doing it long enough, they're not going to give you the insights. It's the little things that go a long way. It could be paint a wall, move this rug, clean up the landscaping. We're talking about either no cost, so zero cost out of pocket, but high return, or very little cost out of pocket and maximum return. It's not about spending money. It's about doing the smart things up front that maximize your return and have a buyer walk in the door and fall in love with your home. They already fell in love with it on the internet, right? So now we know that the lever has been pulled and they're walking in your door. They should be writing an offer on your house. They should be. What's stopping them? The price might be slightly misaligned, but probably not. If they're already there, they've already concluded, hey, this price seems right. Something about the house is not matching up, or the competition is just kicking your butt. So get in alignment with that. You have to have an agent that really can pull all this together, understand which level you're at, no showings, bunch of showings. If you're having showings, price is right, but they're not writing offers still, are they getting enough feedback? Are they making the calls? Are they really drilling down on those showing agents to find out what's going on with the house to finally get it moved? Because you need that information to make the educated decisions on how to adjust it properly. And that's what happens when you are in a winning position. So if you want to get in a winning position, if you have a home that failed to sell, or you're thinking about selling, you don't want to end up in that situation, give us a call. We'll walk through your home and give you a strategic walkthrough and tell you what you need to know up front, and save you the time and the energy and the money and the agony of sitting on the market for longer than you need, and get your home sold in the shortest amount of time, the least amount of hassle, and of course, for the best price. Give us a call here at Yoder Real Estate. Go online at soldbyyoder.com. We're here to help. It's selling season. Happy spring 2026, and we look forward to talking with you soon.